Consistent quality communication with your database is critically important if you're going to grow your real estate business. Today what I want to do is I'm going to give you some ways that you can optimize the engagement in your email database. One of the foundations of having consistency as far as the growth in your real estate business is to have an email newsletter, something that you're sending out on a weekly basis ideally, but on the worst going out on a monthly basis to your database to give them information about what's going on, keeping in touch with them, helping you stay top of mind, and providing information in a way that is compelling and keeps you the person that they're looking for as a resource in your local community. So what I want to do today is I want to give you 5 unique ways that you can absolutely optimize what's happening when this email goes out and that you can increase your engagement. Whether you look at the statistics from Constant Contact or MailChimp, some of the email providers, one of the things that they say is the typical open rate is between 14 and 21% typically in that range for different types of industries. Ours is right in the middle of that, right around 17.5% for real estate. So when we're thinking about this, what is it that we can do to increase that open rate on our emails in a way that helps us be able to reach and add value to more of the people that are already in our database? So what I want to do is I want to go through these 5 different ways, and I want to start with this. The first thing is to scrub your email list. The reason why we want to scrub your email list is a couple of things. The first thing to understand is that when you're thinking about how many people are opening these emails, a lot of times it comes down to deliverability. And if you're wondering what that is, basically that means how many of the emails that you're sending out are actually being sent to spam versus actually landing in their inbox. Now, there's a couple things that affect this deliverability. Typically, it is the size of a list, because the larger the list, a lot of times the more difficult it is to get that deliverability. And also it's going to be on the quality of the content you have. Maybe you're using keywords that trigger some of these spam filters to send them in there. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But one of the biggest things that really affects this is, do you have an accurate list that doesn't have a lot of bounce rate? Now, the reason why we're talking about this is maybe you have people that have been in your email list for a long time and they don't even use that email anymore. It may not even be a valid email. That affects that deliverability, because the number of people that are actually you're sending this out to and it's bouncing back, that is really affecting the understanding of whether this is an accurate list or maybe this is something that you've just dumped a group of names in there with email addresses and you're just shotgunning this out. So let's think about this. How can we do this? A couple different ways. One thing I would encourage you to do is to utilize some of the tools that are actually out there to scrub your email list for you. There are a number of these email validation sites out there, but Zero Bounce is one that is pretty popular, one of the most highly rated places. And for about $16, you can get 2,000 emails scrubbed. And what it's going to do is it's going to come in and it's going to look and see, are these even valid emails? And if not, it's going to scrub them out of your list. It's also going to look and see, is this an email that is maybe valid, but it's just not utilized anymore? All of these are things that can help you scrub this list so that you can get past and understand that the people you're actually sending this information out to is actually going to real people. Again, this bounce rate really does affect your deliverability, and immediately you're going to have the ability to reach out to more people than you were on your email list before. The second thing to do is to create a recognizable template, something that's going to be consistent as it goes out. Think of it this way. Typically, when you see something that you know is going to have value, you continue to click on those things. So what is it that you can do to get some consistency on that template? Now, I would encourage you to do a couple things. Notice some of the things, the emails that you're receiving from other service providers. What is it that they do? What does their template look like? Do you notice that they have a video up top? Do you notice that they have text beginning? Do they have a picture? What is it that they do that you really like that makes you want to click through and check out that email from them? Also, you can utilize templates, whether it be MailChimp or whether it be some of the other providers like Constant Contact. They'll have templates available for you. So I would encourage you, look around, see what it is that's actually making you click on, utilize something like that, utilize the templates that are out there, create something that is going to be consistency, and you're going to have higher open rates. The third way to increase your open rates is to create curiosity with your subject line. You know, what happens is when an email comes in, even if it's someone that we know, curiosity is something that we can utilize to make sure that they want to click through. So here's a couple of ways you can do this. Instead of just saying market report, go in and give something that's shocking, a little bit some almost clickbait-like. But this is a couple of things that you can do to really find out what it is that people are clicking through to or they're searching for, where you can provide that information. So let's use this for example. Let's say that you're focusing on first-time homebuyers in your email newsletter, just as an example for this. Go into YouTube, go into Google and start typing first-time homebuyer and then stop and wait, and Google will actually give you what the most searched terms are that are after that. So it will tell you whatever it is. Notice that 7 or 8 things that are out there. Also do that with YouTube. These are going to give you the things that people are searching for. for. And what we're doing by doing that is that we're going in and we're utilizing what is it that most people want, and now we're providing them with that in our subject line, which is going to help our engagement. It's not going to help those people click through because that curiosity piques their interest. And once we get them to click through, now it comes to what are we going to give them. The fourth way to increase your engagement in your email newsletter is create more compelling content. Ultimately, it comes down to what is the value you're adding. What is it that the people in your email database want to know, and how can you present it to them in a way that they want to do? The most compelling thing on the internet right now is the play button from YouTube. So what is it that you can do to add video, embed video into this email that you're sending out? What can you do to add photos? Maybe use a GIF or a GIF. Maybe it's something that you do where you create that curiosity and then you give them different things that you're doing in a format. I would encourage you to go and see the things that are coming to you. What is the format that they're utilizing? What is it that the flow is? What are the things that get you to click? As you become a student, you'll begin to understand what it is that you can do to increase the curiosity that you have also coming into this, but also the curiosity to click those play buttons. Last but not least, use your analytics to understand what your audience wants. Now, think of it this way. You have got these emails that you've been sending out. The more information you send out, the more of these emails you send out, the more times you're going to be able to understand which ones created the highest click-through rate, which ones had the most engagement. You see, your audience is going to be different than the audience for someone else. So going back and looking, okay, the last 5 emails that I sent, which was the most engaged? What was the title? What did I do? Did I have a video in there? What were the concepts that I was discussing, or what were the things that I was doing that really got somebody interested in this? Understanding what it is that your audience wants and giving it to them in a way that absolutely makes it easy for them is the recipe for success. One of the key concepts in growing your real estate business ultimately comes down to adding consistent value to your ideal clients. Your database is full of all the people that you need to reach out to, add value to, that will help you grow your business. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.